Let's go down to Kokomo.
Day 43, Friday the 27th of November, Costa Maya, Mexico. Well, not much sleep was achieved yesterday, but at least there was so much going on. I didn't have time to get frustrated about being IPM and grounded on the ship. Having gone to bed at around 3 a.m, I didn't go straight to sleep, as Becky was still trying to manhandle 9 months worth of stuff, plus presents and port souvenirs, into her 2 suitcases. Eventually, I must have fallen asleep, as I was awoken by the alarming sound of the telephone ringing at 8 a.m. The person on the other end wanted to inform Becky that she was now leaving at 11 a.m, not 5 p.m, as she had previously been instructed. A bit of panic packing ensued, as she struggled to wedge the last of her belongings into the bulging bags. The next intrusion was the regular early Thursday morning cabin inspection. This week, instead of our usual neat room, the officers were greeted with the sight of a nearly naked Becky, plus every available floor and wall space taken up with her old clothes and shoes, as Becky tried to decide what she had room for and what had to be left behind. There wasn't even space for the guys to get in the cabin, so they had to give us a bit of a free pass, seeing as she was signing off. Only moments later, the silence was destroyed again by the telephone ringing once more, with the personnel office calling to say Becky's departure had been brought forward again, and she was to go to the midship gangway for disembarkation immediately. Andrea and I both leapt off our bunks and hurriedly dressed so that we could give our departing roommate a hand with her many bags. The 2 suitcases had since multiplied and now included 2 large rucksacks stuffed to the brim. As we walked up the I-95, everyone kept calling out, "Goodbye, we're going to miss you," and such like. As we had so much stuff, they thought all 3 of us were leaving. We waited with our roommate until all the checks and papers had been finalised, and then walked to the waiting tender boat that was taking her, Mark from the Philippines, and also Chetan from India to shore. The casino is going to be very quiet from now on, with 3 dealers down. Not wanting to spend too much time grieving the transfer of our fellow crew members, we swiftly headed straight to the crew bar to join the remainder of the night shift party. As it was Thanksgiving, I treated myself to a Smirnoff Ice for breakfast without having eaten. The blinds were closed and the music was on, but it just didn't feel like nighttime somehow. Still, we all had a good time, and Alan, my fireman friend, promised to give me some dance training lessons on Tuesday, as I really lag behind the other seafarers. The music in the crew bar seems to be the same 5 songs played over and over, and they're all very similar Caribbean-style R&B sounding. I could well be wrong, I know nothing about music. The dancing has to be seen to be believed. Everyone, from the Philippines to the St. Lucians, seemed to be able to groove in the same flexible, rhythmical, butt-shaking way. They can't understand that it's just not possible for an English person to move like that. We're stiff and robotic-like, and my hips are fixed so that I can't bend at the waist at all. Poor Alan is going to have his work cut out. When the party was finished, I enjoyed a large slice of chocolate cake for lunch/breakfast with Tony, another of our onboard Filipino firefighters. The firefighting team are a really cool bunch, and always so friendly and helpful. Tony was telling me that he likes to bet on horses, so I'm trying to arrange a trip to Fairgrounds Racetrack one Sunday, as it's only about 10 minutes from where we dock in New Orleans. The casino manager, Leonard, and one of my supervisors, Keegan, who happens to be a big Hayley Turner fan, also want a day out at the sports, so we might have to arrange an official crew outing at this rate. After lunch, I did some laundry, and then Andrea and I had a proper sort out of our shared room, chucking out anything that didn't belong to either of us. With the constant roll-on, roll-off of personnel on the ship, the cabins tend to accumulate a vast amount of what can only be called crap. Everyone assumes that the Tata is someone else's prized possession, so nothing really gets thrown out, and items get passed down or left behind from contract to contract. By the end of it all, the place was looking tidy, if a little bare. I'm sure it won't be long before the empty beds get taken by new sign-ons or colleagues returning from vacation. The turkey dinner that we were treated to in the evening was delicious. The best bit was that we were let loose with a big sharp knife and allowed to hack up chunks of the big bird ourselves. I'm still trying to get confirmation of just how many large gobbling beasts were sacrificed to feed the hungry inmates on the ship yesterday. In the casino, the Thanksgiving spirit was alive and well, with much joviality and cheering going on. One woman was even wearing a large stuffed toy turkey hat on her head. It seemed to bring her plenty of luck, as the pair of them kept picking up very good hands. When I was assigned to deal to them again later on in the evening, she requested that I wear the hat. After obtaining permission from my supervisor, I gladly donned the large poultry headpiece, much to the amusement of my bemused colleagues. They still really don't know what to make of me. The kind lady promised to email the photo to me, so watch this space. I was well ready for bed by the end of my shift at 2 a.m. and slept like a log. I want to go out in Costa Maya today, but I've got to be up and out of bed shortly for lifeboat drill. And then it's off to the standard casino meeting. So it'll be a battle between my need for sleep and my need to explore to see who wins, as we've to be back on board by 2 p.m. for work at 3. And that's all for day 43. Thanks for listening. Be sure to tune in to day 44's antics tomorrow. Same time, same place. Well, not literally, because this ship never stops. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a day. And if you're enjoying it, like and share it too. Thank you!